All right. In fact, we're going to probably take this side. Normally we do it in one setting, but we'll probably do it in two different settings. And with this setting, we're going to find the value, it says, of x or x and y. It says give your answers in simplest radical form, so we can only have radicals. But if I was a student doing this homework or doing homework, on the top of my homework page, I would draw my 45, 45, 90 triangle. And I would literally mark what I know for the legs. Legs are both the same size, and then I know the hypotenuse is the leg times root 2. You can even say that over here. Hypotenuse equals leg times root 2. Do anything like that that helps you see what the value is going to be. So then you just have to identify which side that you know and then be able to apply it. So like here, do I know the leg or the hypotenuse? Well, you know the leg, so you know those are the same. So I'm going to go from the leg to the hypotenuse. So I go up here and go leg to hypotenuse, or you can say the hypotenuse equals what? The leg times root 2, so x times root 2. So all I have to do is go x equals 8 times root 2. You're done. You do not have to do the Pythagorean theorem. It saves time. And the cool thing is you have to know one angle and one side, and you can find the other sides. Like, even though I didn't ask you this, what's the length of that side? Yeah, that side was 8. You automatically knew that. Okay, so now we're working with our triangle right here. It's another 45, 45, 90, so I automatically know those sides are the same. So what's the length of y? 10. So yeah, y equals 10. Now think, how do I go from the leg to the hypotenuse to get x? Well, remember, smaller to larger, do we multiply or divide? Smaller to larger, we multiply. What do we multiply by? Root what? 2. So x is just 10 root 2. Simple as that. Kind of easy? And so we just go times root 2. We'll just think of it like that. Now here we go again, we're given the leg. Okay, we're given the leg and we have to go. And notice they didn't say it was a 45, 45, 90, but they marked the two acute angles congruent. Guess what size they have to be if they're congruent? That's right, 45, 45, 90. So now I still go, ooh, I'm going from the leg to the hypotenuse, so I'm going to multiply. Well, what do I multiply by? Root 2, or you can say the hypotenuse equals leg root 2. I'm going to show you how to use this. If I'm going to do that, I'm going to go hypotenuse equals leg times root 2. You literally would plug it in like this. X equals my leg, which is 10 root 2, times root 2. So again, now we have to multiply these together. Well, 10 times 1 is 10, and then you multiply your radicals underneath together. That's the square root of 4. Well, what's the square root of 4? 2. So it's 10 times 2. That equals 20. Now, I would have probably just gone straight from 10 times root 2 to root 2. I would have done probably just state this step. But for some of you, it might be easier for writing that step down. All right, let's try a couple more of these. Now, again, it's getting harder to see, so I'm going to draw off over to the side here, my 45, 45, 90, and I'm going to go x for the legs. The hypotenuse is just the leg times root 2, so x times root 2. And then I look to see what I have known. This time, I have the hypotenuse known, so I want to go from larger to smaller. So we're going to do, instead of multiplying, we're going to do what? Divide, okay? So what you do is to find x and y, which by the way are going to be the same value. To find x, I'm going to divide by root 2. Because what do I want to get rid of? What's missing here? The radical 2 is gone. So I divide by it. So I go 13 root 2 divided by root 2. My answer is going to be 13. Now, if x is 13, what's y? Y is 13. Exactly, because they're exactly the same size because it's an isosceles triangle. Now, doing this thing again, I still look at the next right triangle. And what side of that right triangle do I know? I know the hypotenuse. And if you have to write hypotenuse there, great. But I want to get to the leg. So how do I go from the hypotenuse to the leg? We divide by what? Root 2. Now, if you don't remember that, write it down again. Hypotenuse equals leg times root 2. Now, if I'm solving for the leg, I'm just going to put the hypotenuse in. 5 equals the leg times root 2. Now, how am I going to get the leg by itself? What do we divide by? Root 2. So I do it to both sides. So the leg equals 5 over root 2. Now, can I have that value? Can I have a radical in the denominator of a fraction? No. So here's the cool part. I sit there and we'll rationalize. And normally I don't go to the left of a problem, but we're going to rationalize it. So 5 divided by root 2, we're going to multiply by both root 2. Look, we go straight across. 5 root 2 over 2. 5 root 2 over 2. All right, we'll finish these in a little bit later.